Paano po ang diskarte kung sakaling ako po ay natambakan na ng mga readings at hindi na ako makahabol? Paano po kung mag-e-exam na naman kami at hindi ko pa rin nahahabol ang aking backlog? Ano po ang gagawin ko? In tonight's episode, I'll be sharing with you 5 tips on how to deal with your backlog reading for law school. I'll also be sharing with you some practical steps on what to do in case you fall behind in your readings for law school. Coming right up! Hi, my name is Lex and welcome to Lex in Motion. In this channel, I'll be helping you build your competence, confidence, and capability in law school. Start today by hitting the subscribe button below. New episodes are posted every Friday. Lahat ng law students ay nagkakaroon ng backlog readings. Minsan dahil na rin yan sa pacing ng ating mga professors na pilit naghahabol ng coverage para sa midterms o sa finals. Binibilisan nila ang recitation at saka magdidiscuss ng mga topics na lampas na sa ating assignment. Meron ding mga pagkakataon na hindi talaga maiiwasan na magkakaroon tayo ng mga makeup classes o mga merged classes sa mga sections na nauuna sa inyong block. No choice tayo kapatid kung hindi umattend sa mga to, nakabasa man tayo o hindi. Minsan, nagkakaroon tayo ng backlog dahil tayo ay nagkakasakit, papasok ng kahit hindi handa sa klase o papasok ng hindi natatapos sa ating mga reading assignment. Madalas, pagod na tayo sa trabaho, lalo na ngayong nagbabalik opisina ang karamihan sa atin at nagbabalik din ang pagod, puyat at sama ng loob na dala ng pagiging hardworking working law student. My first tip kapatid is not to have any backlogs in the first place. If you follow the reading assignments as and when they are given to you by your professors, trust me kapatid, you will fail to read all of the assigned readings as and when they are assigned by our professors. Maraming magbigay ng assignment ang ating mga professors dahil yun at yun lang din ang kaya nilang aralin on any given night. Professors also spend anywhere between 2 to 3 hours to prepare for recitation each evening. For those who have been handling the same courses for over a decade, they only need a few minutes to get ready. There's a good solid reason kapatid why some professors distribute their syllabi on the first meeting. It contains all of the things we need to read and study, and by the end of the semester, all of the things we are expected to master for our exams. Halimaw nang maituturing ang iyong mga professors kapatid dahil yung itinuturo nila sa atin ay kanila ng hanap buhay. Hindi tayo makakasabay sa kanila kung susunod lang tayo sa assignment. Find some way, any way for you to stay ahead of the curve and read in advance. Tip number 2. If and when you fall behind on your readings for law school, determine whether what you have missed due to discussions, illness, or a heavy workload in the office are all worth your time. May mga backlog tayo kapatid na hindi worth it na ma-stress pa tayo. These include cases under assigned topics where the doctrines are essentially the same. Some backlog readings are topics that we did not understand while in class. These are the readings you absolutely have to get back to. Kung nagka-backlog ka kapatid at hindi mo siya naiintindihan habang pinaparecite ang iyong mga kaklase, then find a way to go back and read on these topics. If I sound like I'm repeating myself, it's because I am. Choose only the topics you need to get back to. If they are mission critical, i.e. the things that every person who passes StatCon or Oblicon has to understand, then study them well. If there's one thing and only one thing that you will take home from tonight's episode, it is this: hindi natatapos ang backlog sa law school. Piliin mong mabuti alin sa mga topics na yan ang dapat mong balikan, kailangang balikan, at saka mo na lang babalikan. This brings me to tip number 3. Backlog readings cannot be done over and above our regular reading schedule. These have to be scheduled separately, typically over the weekend, over the scheduled academic pauses, or whenever possible during the suspension of classes. Find time for your selected topics apart from your study schedule. Huwag na huwag mong lolokohin ang sarili mo at mangangako ka na sa 4th year mo na lang aaralin o sa summer vacation mo na lang babasahin. Asahan mo kapatid ay barista ka na lang at hindi mo pa rin yan mababalikan. Lahat na yata ng aking mga kakilala ay nangakong papasadahan ng National Internal Revenue Code or NIRC. Heto kapatid ang kodal ng taxation. Marami nang nangako noong tax 1 at tax 2 na sa 4th year na nila babasahin. Marami na ngayon sa kanila ay mga barista pero ang caudal sa tax ay brand new pa, nasulatan lang ng pangalan. I have never been a fan of absenting myself from work or from school just because I have to do some catch-up readings. To a certain extent, hindi rin kasi ako nakakaaral dahil guilty ako na mag-aksaya ng leave without pay kung para lang pagdusahan na ako ay naging irresponsableng law student. If you do not have academic pauses or foresee class suspensions, then by all means kapatid, umabsent ka muna sa klase. Lalo na kung alam mong hindi ka na matatawag. At again, kaya mong habulin ang anuman ang hindi mo matututunan sa klase. If you have leave credits at work, use some of them to catch up on your backlog. It's okay to disconnect yourself from work or miss out on the perfect attendance incentive if and only if what you'll be reading are topics that I've mentioned under tip number 2. Sulitin mo ang araw na maghahabol ka kapatid, hindi araw-araw ay mabibiyayaan ka ng ganitong pagkakataon, lalo pa at malapit na naman ang ating exam. Tip number 4, ask for help from your blockmates, from your friends, from law students in the higher years. Reach out to the LEX in Motion community or if you see me online, send me a PM. Hindi mo ikinababang uring nila lang na ikaw ay hihingi ng tulong sa kapwa mo estudyante. Hindi rin kawalan sa'yo kung ikaw ay tutulong sa iyong kaklase. As I've mentioned in previous coffee breaks, I hope we all find a way to make it and to make it together. What kind of help should you be asking? It really depends. The most basic help you can ask for is to ask your classmates about the topics you have missed. Specifically, itanong mo kung ano ang importanteng topics o mga kaso sa syllabus na dapat mong mabasa. Na kung hindi mo na ito mababasa, magiging kawalan ba ito sa iyo pagdating ng finals? Itanong mo rin kung mahirap bang aralin, sakto lang ba o sobrang technical. The answer to this question, kapatid, will help you determine exactly how much time you might need to catch up on your backlogs. However way you do it, kapatid, just reach out and ask for help. Lahat naman yan ay mapagtatagumpayan. Pwede natin yang pagtulungan. Tip number 5, resolve today not to have any more backlogs now and in the future. Law school as a system is designed for failure. Only a small fraction of your freshman class will ever make it past your final year in law school. All of us are doomed to fail in law school. It's up to you and you alone to find a way not only to survive but to thrive in law school. As your days in law school turn into weeks and into months, you are slowly realizing that the glimmer of your law school dreams is starting to fade. You may find yourself drifting or trying to stay afloat versus being assertive during your first month. Now that you're slowly receiving your grades from the midterms, the reality of the system is now sinking in. Mahirap ang law school, kapatid, hindi mo yan maiintindihan hanggat hindi ka nag-e-enroll. Hindi ko maipapaliwanag sa iyo kung gaano kahirap hanggat hindi mo nararanasan na mapuyat para sa wala at mag-aral magdamag ng walang naaalala. Ngayong alam mo na ang hirap, resolve today not to fall into the same traps of babawiin ko na lang yan o hahabulin ko na lang yan. Before you know it, tapos na ang semester, tapos na ang taon at tapos na rin ang grades mo. Decide today that you will stay ahead of the curve and that you will finish all of your readings on time and on target. Matatapos na ang episode na ito, kapatid, at kung yung mapapansin, hindi ko nabanggit ang pagbabasa ng mga case digest sa internet at mga memory aid o golden notes. During my years in law school, I did not read case digests from the internet dahil na rin siguro ko konti pa lang ang mga yan noon. Meron man ay mas gusto ko na lang ding pahapyawan ng kaso ang full text kahit habang naghihintay lang ako ng klase. There's really no substitute to the full text version of cases. Second, memory aids are published by the bar operations of different law schools. They are written for the benefit of those who will be taking the bar exam. The coverage and the approach will vary from year to year, depending on the advisors or the dean's direction. Professors will know if you have read the textbook or just a memory aid. They also have ways of testing whether you've read the full text o digest lang ng katabi mo. When that happens, your professor will definitely remember you. That's it for me, kapatid. I hope this episode helps you in the endless stream of backlog readings that pile up almost on a daily basis. Hindi ko napapahabain, kapatid, at alam kong magbabasa ka pa. If you would like to see more episodes on how to build your capability in law school, then type yes in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Like and share this video for good law school karma, and I will see you next Friday.